he's tired. He's falling asleep in class. He can't perform well in class when he is awake. The teacher then calls you. Or let's bring it back a little bit. Let's say you give this limitation, which is 8 o'clock, right? And the kid convinces you that he wants to watch a show, but it doesn't come on until 8:30, and you say, all right, I guess you're getting a little older now, so I'll allow you to watch this show that comes on at 8:30 and goes off, let's say 9:30, for sake of argument. So now the kid stays up until 9:30, goes to bed, and now because he's not used to going to bed this late, he goes to school the next day and he's tired. Now the teacher calls you because he's now falling asleep in class, right? So now you've allowed him to do something. You've created a rule that allows him to do something outside of that original limitation, right? Now he's going to school, he's failing classes, he's falling asleep in class. The teacher calls you and says, listen, your son was an exceptional student when he was going to bed on time. Now he's failing, and I don't know what's going on. You, in your mind, know, okay, I've been allowing him to watch this television show, so this is why he's falling back. So now, between you and your kid, you say, instead of bringing your limitation back to where it started, you say, okay, now when you get home from school, take a nap. Take a nap, so now you can still watch a TV show, but you're still getting an adequate amount of rest, right? So now you're making him take a nap. So he takes the nap, and now he's not doing so bad with falling asleep in class, but now his homework is not getting done. His homework isn't getting done because he's using the time that he used to use to do his homework to now take a nap. So you see this flaw, and instead of you going back to your original limitation to fix the flaw, you say, okay, I'll let your brother do your chores. I'll let your brother do your chores. So now you can take your nap and use the time that you use to do your chores to now do your homework. And now your brother's going to do your chores, your younger brother, right? And now your younger brother is doing the chores. You're taking your nap, doing your homework, and then you're staying up late to watch this TV show. Now your homework is getting done. You're getting enough rest, right? So now it seems like you fixed the dysfunction, right? But now your little brother is doing the chores that you used to do half-assed because he's inexperienced. So now these chores that you used to do, washing the dishes and taking out the trash, are being done half-assed. Now the parent says, okay, damn, instead of going back to his original limitation, putting that kid to bed at 8 o'clock, now he has to get off early to do the chores for your little brother because the little brother can't do it. So now the father has to pick up your slack because he went outside of his limitation. So now because he's getting off early, now the family's not making enough money. Now the family can't eat because not enough money's coming in. The family can't get their bills paid because not enough money's coming in. So you see, living outside of that one limitation that seemed like to be okay, what's the big deal letting the kids stay up another hour and a half? Living outside of that limitation didn't just affect that kid, but it affects the whole entire family. It affects the whole family. So when you live outside of a limitation, you cause chaos, you cause disorder. And as you see, those limitations that you set as the authority in your household are to protect people. Not to deprive them, not to keep them away from doing something, but to protect them. Matter of fact, let's see the word allow. I got it up here, the etymology of the word allow right here. It says here, early 14th century, allowing, to commend, praise, approve of, be pleased with, appreciate the value of. Also, take into account or give credit for. Also, in law and philosophy, and since we're talking about laws, recognize, admit as valid, a privilege, an excuse, a statement. Whenever you have to when you allow something, right? When you allow something, you always have to go back and fix the dysfunction of that allowance. For instance, the example of the kid going to bed at 8 o'clock. You had something outside of the limitation, which was now letting him go to bed at 9:30, and because he was fucking up, it was causing dysfunction. You had to now amend that rule. You had to amend it and say, okay, take a nap. Okay, give your chores to your brother. Okay, do your homework at a different time. Okay, as opposed to you keeping that limitation, that allowance had to be amended by other things, by other rules. And that's what proves that rule is dysfunctional in the first place. If you have to add something to a rule, if you're adding something to it to fix the dysfunction of it, then that proves that rule is fucked up in the beginning. So I'll give you another example. In the NBA, in pro basketball, it was something. Zone defense was something that never occurred in pro basketball. Pro on any level. You can go to a city league, and you have the junior leagues, the biddy league, and you have the adult league, which was the pro league. They didn't have zone defense. You had to play man-to-man. Man-to-man defense, if you couldn't play your man, then you didn't belong to being a pro. So now they implemented zone defense into the pros, which zone defense was something created so that young kids can play the game, and they could have fun playing the game and not have to worry about somebody scoring on them the whole game. They'll play in a zone on the court. It's easier. So now they've implemented it into the NBA, and with that rule came the defensive 3-second rule. So the defensive 3-second rule is so that the center of the defensive team can't stand in front of the hoop. So that proves that rule in the beginning is dysfunctional. If you don't want that center standing in the front of the hoop, make him guard his man. If he's guarding his man, then he can't stand in front of the hoop. So you add in that defensive 3-second rule proves that original rule of allowing zone defense into the game was dysfunctional in the first place. And that's what happens with gay marriage. Now they legalize gay marriage, and they say a man and a man can get married, and a woman can get married. And what dysfunction does it cause? People who are heterosexual and in their right mind make fun of those people. They say, "Oh, you're a faggot," or "You're gay," or all these so-called hate crimes that they commit against these marriages. So now, to protect a dysfunctional law in the first place, they say, "Okay, we're going to legalize gay marriage, but you can't say anything against gay marriage. You can't protect yourself from gay marriage." So now you have these laws or penal codes set up that say, if you say this to a gay person, if you call them a faggot, that's a hate crime. You can be put in jail. So now you're infringing on my right to freedom of speech. So you see, being gay does affect other people. Two men marrying each other, two women marrying each other does affect other people, because now you infringe on my right to say something about it, how I feel about it, because of my beliefs. I believe it's sick. So because I believe that and I can't say it, now you're affecting me by taking away my right to say something about it. You see? So it does affect other people when you allow something outside of a limitation. Alright? So next, okay, I used all my examples. I'm ranting here. Forgive me. Hopefully the point is getting across. But let me go into some of these other definitions. I did that one already. Order. I wanted to define order this way too in the etymology. It says, give order to arrange an order, meaning to give orders for or to give orders for or to. It's from the 1540s, related, ordered, or ordering. It says early 13th century, a body of persons living under a religious discipline, from Old French order, position, estate, rule, regulation, religious order, from earlier ordine, from Latin ordinem, nominative ordo, row, rank, series, arrangement, originally a row of threads in a loom, from italic root ord, to arrange, arrangement. So the arrangement, the order of things, is for a man to be with a woman. So the basis of this show has been to say, when you create a law to allow something, or to legalize, in quotations, to legalize something, then what you do is you create chaos, you create disorder or dysfunction. So a law should never be created to allow something. Whenever if you see Esau creating these laws that allow something, then you already know it's dysfunctional. Because if you're allowing it and you have to create other things to protect that allowance, that means it's dysfunctional. A law should only be created to limit something. Like, for instance, you have the speed limit. You have the speed limit. It's 65. What is that limit there for? Is that to deprive you of going fast? To say, oh, it's not fair, I want to go fast. No. It's to limit you from going fast so that you don't infringe on other people's rights to be safe on the road. You're endangering other people's lives when you go above the speed limit, you see? So a law shouldn't be an allowance. It should be a limitation. Hopefully, I've edified this point, and you brothers, get the picture of what I was trying to convey. Hopefully you can, put comments on the comment board to add to it. Make another video adding to it. However the Spirit gets on you to do it. Again, it is my deepest fear is that I do these videos and that it doesn't make sense. So Lord will, when you brothers see this video, it's something that makes sense and it's coherent, clearly lucid, as Elder Gabar would say. And again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for allowing me to sit down and finally finish the show. Secondly, giving double honors to the elders, as always. They gave us these tools. They gave us this etymology dictionary online. They gave us this blue letter Bible. They showed us how to go into words and define words. Like Elder Gabar says, words are stock in trade, and it's true, man. When you understand words, you can fight Esau, man, because that's been his power. That's been his stronghold, is fixing these words in a certain way where he can fuck you up, man. He can fuck you up if you don't know these words. So, in taking Elder Gabar's advice, with words being our stock in trade, get into these words, man, and get into the Hebrew, get into the Greek, the Latin, and learn these words. And lastly, honors to you other brothers that are out there, teaching the word. I hope this video inspires you, as you brothers inspire me when I see you brothers out there teaching, when I see brothers doing different sit downs. It inspires me to want to do a sit down myself. So keep doing it, man. It's like gasoline to a car, so to speak. I can't keep moving unless I put gasoline in my car. Same with you brothers. You brothers can't keep moving unless there's being gasoline put in your car. So we gotta gas each other up, so to speak, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I'm done rambling, I'm done ranting. The Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and Shalom. See you on the next one.